What is going on, guys? We are back with more Las Vegas Raiders franchise. I almost said online franchise because we're doing this on Twitch live. So it's kind of like it's not really, right? It's not an online franchise. But if you follow me on Twitch, maybe check it out in the future. You can watch it live, which is kind of the same. I don't know. Obviously, some things are going to be edited out just so it's not a full hour length, even though it sometimes gets pretty damn close anyways. But we just got done taking on the Miami Dolphins, if you didn't see that. It was an L, but it was a hell of a fun one. So if you're going to take L's, those are the type of L's you want to take. Let's just put it that way. You want to take those type of L's because if you don't, I mean, if you're losing and you're sucking, I mean, no one wants to suck. And then no one wants to lose either. Let's go on to the next week. I don't know what that means. Going on to week 4 against the Chargers as, oh, there's a quarterback check-in. Are they going to check in on us, who are 1-2, or are we talking about someone else? Evaluate the start. Oh, yeah, okay, it is. I was kind of joking, but that is what it is. I did not know that that was a thing. Coach, your team has struggled out the gate so far. It happens a lot as you... who needs to step up? Oh, yeah, that quarterback, he sucks. His fault. Like, what? For one, it's not Derek Carr's fault, and two, even if it was his fault, unless I literally had a plan to get rid of him, why would I say that? Why would I be like, oh, yeah, he sucks, dude. That Derek Carr guy needs to be better. Grab your shovels. Are we trying to, is it trying to say that we're trying to dig ourselves out of a hole, or are we going to just knock the Chargers over the head with a shovel and hopefully it's enough to win? Maybe? That's what I gather. Let's take a look at the players of the week, which, I mean, Derek Carr is having a good season. Some of our guys are having a good season, so you never know. And speaking of, before this episode started, we were talking about Jimmy Garoppolo, and wow, right there. Of course, Reuben Foster, even though he sold a few times, does get player of the week against us. I love giving up a player of the week. It makes me feel so good. I have no idea who to keep. Obviously, Javen White is super fast. It's a guy you don't want to get rid of. I think he has like the 2nd or 3rd highest change of direction. So this Chargers team probably likes to throw the ball because they have Herbert and some decent receivers. And I would imagine that they like to throw to their running back. It does say here that they are not good with rushing. And they have 4 turnovers, which appears to be bad. I don't know why 12th in passing yards is in yellow. I know that's kind of average, but I'd say that's top tier. I'd probably put it at like a greenish yellow. They seem to pass it more than they run, which is no real surprise. So I suppose, once again, they say deep pass, but I'd say medium to short. And I think I'm going to go with short just because Eckler at his feel can kill you. And, of course, they have a lot of possession-type receivers, so short is the way we're going to go. And this week, we sucked. You don't get half pads practice when you suck, okay? You just don't. And then for their defense, I don't even want to talk about it. They're just going to crush us. They really are. They're giving up a lot of points per game, surprisingly, though. I think with their DTs they have and a kind of younger linebacking group, as it says here, run inside, even though we keep trying to reiterate that, I still think it's the way to go. And as far as Waller, he's looking a little juiced. I'd say we split the tight end, and then the rest starts. I'd say split the running back as well. Split the running back. Everyone else starts besides the tight end running back, obviously. And that should be good, right? And hopefully it kept it focus players. Oh, that's XP. I thought that was their stamina. I was like, uh-oh, watch out. That's not good. Let's see the training. What do we get? So +5 to power and finesse. That is big. I actually didn't change the... No, I did. I went with short. That's a really good set of stuff. Coverage for the linebackers, too. Do they show the damn offense? Oh, the other offense is over there. What do we get for offense? Carrying. Oh, God, that's not good. Carrying and ball carrier vision. So it's just blocking. Hey, there we are. In sandy Los Angeles. A lot of sand in Los Angeles, if you couldn't tell. Very sandy. Justin Herbert getting ready, and there's a monster back there. And we don't talk about him. You don't look at him. He doesn't fly around and kill everyone. Justin Herbert getting ready to make Tua's performance honestly just look like a rookie performance. Tua does what he does to us. Did what he did to us. I do not want to see what Herbert's ready to go for. Obviously, not as much speed like we mentioned, but maybe better options. I know the Dolphins have a lot of speed, but they are kind of on the more raw, younger side, whereas Eckler is kind of a slippery little guy out of the backfield. Obviously, Keenan Allen's just going to crush us. I do not know who they're starting at tight end. Is it Jared Cook? Yeah, they are. They're pretty good on offense. Really good offensive line as well. If we couldn't get pressure on the Dolphins, GG. The Chargers have a bit of an O-line pretty much across the board, really. Really good center. Obviously, they got Corey Linsley in the offseason. Bulaga's still there. Don't know for how long, but still should be good for another year or two. Rashawn Slater is the guy, right? Did they? Yeah, they got Slater. It was Darisaw that went to the Vikings. Justin Herbert, 900 yards, 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and only missing, was that 35 throws, I think that was? That's pretty good. 35 out of 110 is not bad. All right, are they not using Eckler? Is Eckler injured? We probably should have looked at that. I just assumed he was going to be healthy. We miss hard. Mike Williams slipping off for a massive gain. They already gained 17 on the first freaking throw. Jackson in the backfield definitely changes the game plan up a little bit. I don't know if he just didn't suit up right before the game. Maybe it was a game time decision, but it doesn't really matter. There's a huge hit, and it's picked up by Trayvon Merrick. Abrams with another fumble. He forced a bunch of, big hits last week. Only got 1 fumble, but he's off to a crazy start with 1 right on his first try. And it's Derek Carr. Speaking of getting hit, please don't hit my man Derek Carr, who actually is playing even better than Herbert there. Better completion percentage, better yards. I believe the same exact touchdown to pick ratio. Actually, maybe he had 4 picks on Herbert. I don't remember things. They are what they are. Derek Carr on the first look. We're taking a long time to throw this. We step back about as far as possible. We got to get out of that habit. I know the offensive line isn't great. I know it, okay? I know it. I'm having a talk with myself at this rate. You got to trust it. I know that makes no sense, but it does. You back up that far, the bad O-line's going to play even worse. Inside, Jacobs going to get a little bit of blocking, runs right through a man, gains about 4, which is, they're going to say 5, but let's be honest. I'm treating this really as a 5.5, although the marker looks pretty good there, so Jacobs fell forward last second. Hunter Renfrow inside, really good throw, really good catch. First down on the play, really good throw. He put a little bit of mustard on it, a little bit of juice for his intent from the 44, looking for that out route. What is that route? Of course, good job. Maybe Waller could have caught it and went upfield with a block from John Brown, but John Brown was the first one to technically get open, and with that depth, I kind of had to. I don't know what that route was, but here we are. Waller on the quick throw is not going to be open. Going to try to get out of there, and we do. On the run, almost over the line of scrimmage. They may check that one as Hunter Renfrow is going to slip it down to the 6. All right, first to go from the 6. We gained 4.5, 5 on the first attempt, and a little bit slow off the line there from Jacobs. Thought we could have cut it back left, couldn't. Yeah, we're gonna throw it. Ruggs, not the easiest throw, not the easiest catch, and he scores. Chargers not off to a huge, great start against us. And you can see there the team that we did beat as well. The Packers destroyed 35-17. So, a win's a win, right? It's a win's a win. And to the outside, I knew where he was going to go. Really good job, though, by Carl Joseph to get out there. Jackson thought he was going to get at least a first down or so. He didn't even get the first. That's really tough. Let me think. Oh, inside. Oh, really good job by Hankins on the play to limit that, which should have been 7-yard gain. Gains 2. It will be a first down, but there was potential for a lot more than that. As they look like they want to run the ball again, they will. And good job off the edge. Casey Hayward untouched. Gets him for a loss of 3 on the play. Diablo, and we just gave him the lane. Get up there. Huge hit again by Jonathan Abram. Will allow. Wow, it's a first down. I thought I was about to say it's going to be the 3rd and inches, but it's not. What's the goal? Win the game. Wow. Is that new to most weeks? Normally, I'm out here trying to lose the game. That's nuts. Over the middle, and he will find him. Shocking Keenan, and another hit. Abram is absolutely nuts, and it's crazy. He plays just like that. So, yeah, as we expected, the official report is Eckler is out for 3 weeks, and Slater actually got hurt early in this game, and can we get there? Whoa! Jared Cook tried to get slippery with it, but his knee touched the ground as Divine Diablo tried to destroy him. But, yeah, Austin Eckler out for 3 weeks, and a broken finger for Slater. Hopefully he can recover just the same as Casey Hayward because it was only a 1-week injury. And there goes Keenan. And yeah, that's not Jonathan Abram as Keenan Allen runs right over Casey Hayward, who has been run over more times this season than I'd like to admit. All the way down to the 3 to potentially tie this game up at 7. Merrick, you need to kind of cover your guy over here. Thankfully, we ran. He's in some trouble, and he will take the coverage sack by Clelin Ferrell. Is that his first of the year? First of hopefully many. And underneath, get him. Good job, good effort. Arnett's not the biggest guy in the world. Probably gets taken for a ride one-on-one, but very quick to his aid, even though it was the guy that got burned in the first place. Carl Joseph, I believe it was, to try and make the play. Crosby, get in there. Come on, somebody. And that, oh, Clelin, I believe, was there for a chance at sack number 2. Does enough to chase him away, though, and throws it away. They will be looking at 3. Points are points, but obviously holding them from 4 extra is massive. All right, Kenyon Drake. The return game was not great last week. Already much better this week, but still 2 yards short of where you're basically guaranteed to start if you just let the ball go. So not particularly great. Not particularly great. Derek Carr up the middle. Waller. Oh, what a good set of blocks. Jacobs gets caught by Kenneth Murray. If it wasn't for that, we might have had a chance to run it all the way from the right side. Obviously, Jacobs isn't that kind of breakaway speed guy, but had a bit of a head start. It would have been him versus the safety. He's going to get the ball again, and maybe you could have went far left, but I'm going to take my guarantee right through Kenneth Murray for a gain of 5. These Chargers fans are like, this guy can't be stopped. And just like that. They said exactly like that. We said we were going to this week. We're built for it. And there goes Jacobs, who gets absolutely hammered by Derwin James. Thankfully does not get hurt. 2nd and 4. We'll run it again. We're built. We're built that way. To the left, Kenyon Drake. Going to try to go all the way. Tries to cut move. Will not get it. Gains a yard and a half. Nothing special, and they were ready for it that time. And I said deep throwing. Inside, Ruggs. And I know this play is kind of set up by Jacobs, like peeling out there, but I got to get the block from Jacobs. Does it look like I trust anything? Ruggs. It's a little bit of a late read. Left foot's debatable. He gets the foot down, and we have our first kind of in the zone, not home field advantage, but momentum moment. And apparently kicking field goals is a little bit better, but we don't have any plans for those, so you can keep it as, oh my, what an effort up the middle. Is that, do they got Jarrell Casey? Did the Chargers just like sign everybody in free agency? Is that it? Is that what we've come to see if we're Chargers fans? Up the middle is Jacobs. Oh, really good blocking. Running right through, and guess who meets him? As always, Derwin James. I mean, we're committed to this ground game. Even though it was awful last week, not the craziest start this week. We're committed to the thing. We're committed to it. Already 7 rushes, basically in the first quarter alone. And we're going to sit in the pocket. Tough. John Brown's going to catch it. Really good blocking this week, especially from a team that's going up against Joey Bosa. Obviously, no Melvin Ingram, but Uchenna Nwosu, who's healthy. Not a bad, replacement for him. Not terrible. And here we got some room. Jacobs to the outside, and he will score from 24 yards out, giving us a 2-possession lead. Great blocking this week so far. Once again, their DTs are lacking. Their linebackers aren't, they're not all veterans. They're kind of on the younger side, underdeveloped side. We expect that, but Derwin James getting beat off the edge, that's a little surprising. Carl Joseph, got 2 guys open, and they're going to take Keenan. I mean, I did say to go short, and there goes another truck from Keenan. Is that really the way Keenan Allen plays? Man, this guy with his trucking. Crosby. Oh, my Lord. They almost just added another running back to the injury report. Jesus. Diablo, really good coverage. Really good coverage all over the place, but an absolute angle sell. He will be short because he steps out of bounds. But Mike Williams should have been down for a loss. Instead, it's a 3rd and 1 situation from the 48. We're not going to run commit because it is Keenan on the outside there, but we are going to be looking to stop the run, and we're not going to stop a damn thing. Although, not really a great run there by Joshua Kelly. Gets the first, but I feel like there was a lot more there to be gained. It's a good tackle. It stopped them, didn't it? Hankins! And there goes Herbert. If you can even run in the 50s for speed, you're going to put up a couple of rushing numbers on us. It's just going to happen. It doesn't matter. Abram in the flat kind of left him go, and they go to the other side, who gets it, but only a gain of 1. All right, Carl Joseph. We got to cover the middle. Try to go for the bait. Oh, my Lord. Keenan Allen is fathering kids out here. He is literally Antonio Cromartie, but of a receiving type. Is that Phillip Rivers? Did he learn a few things before Phillip left? Because this man has a ton of children right now. This is insane. Oh my God. I'm going to have a heart attack. I can't handle it. It's too much. If I was Chad Ochocinco, I'd be crying on Facebook Live or Instagram, whatever, Twitter, whatever he does. Look at these feet. I mean, call me that one guy. Quentin Tarantino, right? Look at this. I mean, this man is just Santonio Holmesing out here. I think he's in, unfortunately. Uh-oh. Get in there. Oh, Trayvon. And then once again, Casey Hayward, who's... I mean, he tackled him there, but he's struggling. You know, people are getting more yards than they should. Yeah, they are in position to cut that lead a little bit again. Abram on the outside. Can't get him, but another player does. Mr. Marquel Lee, who's, you know, come in and out of the lineup quite a bit. Trayvon Merrick, and he gets some help. Once again, this time, Abram all over it. Are they going to choke it near the line of scrimmage here? Not the line of scrimmage, obviously. Line of scrimmage is the touchdown line, so I guess it's not the worst call in the world, but yeah, it's Abram, and oh, he's going to get stopped. Hankins, the run-stopping, I wouldn't say guru, but kind of on this team he is going to force it. And they're going to have to kick another field goal. This is one of those situations you look back and you're like, if you got more aggressive or you just executed better, maybe you don't lose by 6 or 7, you know, where you could have had one extra touchdown or two. Edwards on that out. That's not bad, actually. Edwards running that pretty well. Actually ran his out better than John Brown. I know it's a little bit less pressure because you're not the #1 route on that play, but impressive. Now we're testing Joey Bosa, who's looking a bit tan, I will admit. And that is a perfect throw. Can he get some blocks? What a good cutback. That's just elite running back level play. That is just beautiful. Maybe, I mean, obviously Jacobs has the ability to just run through anyone anyways, but maybe gains a yard or two if he doesn't cut back in. We get the cut back, and it's just beautiful. Of course, the clock is ticking away. We've got time, though. Trying to line things up a little bit, right? Just line them up a little bit, see where we're at. And that's thankfully not grounding. A little bit of a late hit on Derek Carr there, but there's just no one open on that play. Play it smart. I know it's 3rd and 5, but you have the lead. Just don't force a pass. That's really all you got to do. Don't force a pass. Don't give them extra points before half. And Waller, oh, that's beautiful. Gets the catch. 1 full minute before the 2-minute, well, the second quarter is over. The 2-minute warning is over, but that's the quarter. Let's try something like this, but Edwards maybe on a slant instead. Could have went to Jacobs there. Edwards outside. Pretty good footwork to the 16-yard line. Edwards kind of getting involved quite a bit here in this late quarter. Ruggs, John Brown, Waller. I don't know if I actually like this pre-play. Jacobs quick throw to the outside. Gets a block from Waller, who's going to lead him all the way to the 5. We are having a very, very clean first quarter right now, and I'm glad I said that right at the red zone because clearly nothing bad will happen. And I think with 2 timeouts, we're actually going to change this to a run call up the middle. Doesn't get Waller's help. Waller cut way too far to the left. We don't need to call the timeout. They do, realistically, so let's just play it chill. Maybe we even run it again. Who knows? Yeah, we'll run it again. Inside zone, up the middle, and there's no one there. They did not expect it one bit, and we are up 20-6. One hell of a start. Carl Joseph in man coverage against Keenan, who's in the zone. I don't think so. Hankins actually doing a pretty good job there. Divine Diablo, really good tackle, gets out of bounds. They save a timeout. You might need to get over there a little bit. I know you don't want to show exactly where you're going every time, but at the same time, with the agility some of these guys have, they're playing off. I don't know if it matters. I feel like we're going to just give up the play anyways. 2nd and 3. Thought maybe it could have been a run, double drag, and they have the tight end, Cook. He dove wildly there. I don't think they can kick this. If they're smart, they maybe run. I don't know. I mean, I suppose you could lose yards. It's a little risky, but if I'm them, I run it. Yeah, that's just a really, really poor finish there. Really good job getting down the field, but man, that is a very bad opportunity waste. Looking at the stats, very similar across the board. They don't show turnovers anymore, but that is kind of the big reason, right? We forced a fumble. Was it near midfield, I want to say? So we took what looked like it was going to be at least 3 from their board, and I believe put 7 on ours, so that's a 10-point swing course, forcing them into field goals. Both teams are scoring pretty well. They just aren't finishing as well as we are. And as far as the way we want to play, I think we want to play it the exact same way we played in the first half. There's no need to adjust. We're having a really good start. All right, Kenyon Drake will start this thing off with a return. Pretty good kick, forcing us to return it, kind of. And I really thought for once we were A, going to gain positive yardage, and B, maybe put the nail in it already. It was very close. Up the middle, Jacobs going to run into the only guy free. But I suppose the interior got completely clogged up. We gained 2. We'll see. Nah, it's a late look. Drop by Jacobs. I saw on the outside, I think John Brown won his route, but the safety was over there creeping. I don't know, dude. Maybe I should have went to it, but I just thought it was going to be a pick. Is that Waller? Nobody on Waller, and that man is going to catch it in stride. Derek Carr is just... I mean, I know they're not really long throws, but Derek Carr is absolutely delivering some strikes today. Perfect passes. No one really has to slow down for any of the balls. It's, I mean, hey, you know. And that was a really early truck. Not a bad cutback, as their linemen were winning. You know, they were actually pushing us backwards into the spot that they wanted us. Edwards could be the look. Going to take the quick throw. Might have had someone else, but Jacobs, that's, oh my God, Derwin, stop. He's going to force one. He's going to force a fumble one of these times. Kenyon Drake in the backfield. Hasn't been great on the ground, but it's someone you wouldn't expect to get the ball maybe on 3rd and inches. Going to run up the middle, and they are not ready for it. Kenyon gains 3. Over the middle maybe with Waller. Kenyon Drake. Now that ball's a little behind. Really good catch, but just praising Derek Carr for throwing perfect passes. That was far from it. It worked, thankfully, but it wasn't perfect. Logan Thomas. Oh, there goes Ruggs. Trying to cut outside, and once again, Derwin saving the day. Brian Edwards did not really do what he needed to there. I mean, he got somebody, but I would have loved to see him cut Derwin James off because we had a chance to maybe run. I'm not sure you throw to Edwards, though, if... I mean, it's kind of intersecting, right? Waller is naked. Gets a block. Hits sticked into the end zone for a touchdown. Derwin has been deadly. But if you're not going to force the fumble, I'm sure the Chargers would love to sacrifice the hit power for coverage. Keenan Allen on that out. Really didn't burn him that much. And Casey Hayward, man, all over it. But just, as usual, getting bodied up by the bigger guy. Yannick Ngakoue, and what a tackle. Great play off the edge on Bulaga, I believe. And then look at the slow clap just to troll him. Slips it behind, gets the stop. Running back is open, and so is Jared. And he's only going to get 3 yards. That throw was really low, and somehow also just like really not good. And there's no receiver over there. Is that cover 2? And nice tackle. I mean, it's starting to get to that point where maybe you debate going for it here. And the Chargers, I don't know what it is about that team, but they can never put it together. They have a really solid roster, but when it comes down to winning football games, they just don't. John Brown on the out. Waller. Do you go to Foster? Oh, he's wide open. Foster Moreau. Once again, another late hit on Derek Carr. At some point, these referees got to wake up and not allow them to do that. Especially since they're division rivals. Maybe in normal games, you're like, okay, it's probably nothing to it, but it's a division rivalry game. You can't let these guys get these hits on us, man. Oh, there's no one on John. Don't tell me he missed that. What a throw in the end zone, and that's the dagger. Derwin James has played awfully. There was no one on him. He's gone. No one within like 50 yards of him. An absolutely blown coverage. Carr unleashes one 70 yards through the air. Just seemed tougher. Oh my God. Justin Jackson, you're down 35-6. There is no need to bust my ankles like that. This man just put me in a walking boot after that move. Oh my. They're starting to run a bit. They're starting to succeed a little bit. As our corners, once again, for like the I don't know how many plays, get trucked by a running back that doesn't even really, he isn't necessarily built for trucking, right? Not someone I would be like, oh yeah, that guy's going to truck right over you. Oh, look at McCoy. That's a bit of a late hit, but hey. Oh my God, Jackson, stop. I mean, yeah, you can be perfect in passing for passer rating, but at the end of the day, if you're not going to take a risky throw and try and get down the field, I mean, it's not going to matter, right? Well, why do I have to talk? Why must I talk? Thankfully, it was a little overthrown, but why do I do this to myself? And they're going to punt it. That's just the sign of giving up. I know it's a tough road to climb, but 4th and 4, you have to go for that. I mean, this man's job could be on the hot seat by week 8, depending on how they start playing. Hall of Famous Namer. I don't know why it had to rhyme. And Ruggs to the outside. We are not going to get hit by Derwin, especially considering Derwin is probably a bit pissed off because he is getting exposed in this game. He really has been exposed multiple times. Jacobs cut back, and yeah, we're going to get pretty much nothing on that. But yeah, he could be huge potential. Waller, perfect throw on 3rd and 6, and they just have no answer for anything. No answer for our defense. Definitely no answer for our offense. Derek Carr has looked like a first ballot Hall of Famer in this one. I mean, I know Bosa is kind of like the only kind of front 7 guy they have worth noting, but he is pretty good. I know he's played pretty badly here. Jacobs we accidentally trucked with after the hurdle. We were kind of just willing to take the tank. And, wow, what a play. Jacobs up the middle, running through a man, and Derwin has gotten, I don't even know how many hits on this man. I want to get Jacobs, even though this is not Jacobs, to 100 yards if we can. And this will be the last drive that most of the starters actually play. Kenyon Drake up to the 4. Up the middle, Jacobs goes in for 3. Holy crap, the power. Good job, boys. Specifically, Jacobs. Find Diablo, and they're starting to pass now. It's probably a little late for that. And Diablo, no! I thought we were going to have it. Jared Cook jumps up there, climbs the ladder, and gets it. Hankins absolutely locked up over the middle once again. Trayvon Merrick tries to hit stick, and Jared Cook throws him to the side. Yeah, the Chargers have just looked awful. Like, this is a shocking performance. And it does happen quite often in the NFL, especially to teams like the Chargers. I don't know why, but they have just been a team that has underperformed a lot. I don't know how. And then they'll come out and shock you and perform like the team that they should against a team that just should absolutely steamroll them when you compare their season to where they were, to where they played that day. Like, it wouldn't surprise me to see them just smoke the Chiefs later this season. And inside, there goes that man again. Forced the fumble earlier, but 42-6. That's absurd. Absolutely absurd. And a little back-footed throw, and wow, that is just awful. I mean, we've never said Abrams like the smartest angle guy. You know, he's just a really vicious hitter. Sometimes gets him actually in more trouble than not. Mariota getting a chance to throw to. Got hit as he's throwing. And that's just awful. I couldn't go possession because we would have been short by the first. So I thought if we went with the aggressive, we can jump in for it. And McCoy going to get locked up on this one. And underneath is that Mike, who's going to slip off. Slips off again, spinning all the way to the 13-yard line. The Chargers might make it look a little bit more respectable, but overall, we know what happened here today, and it's not pretty. Couldn't get over to the other side. Left side's open for a touchdown, misses him, and he's going to get coverage sacked on the play by Gerald McCoy. And we're getting absolutely handled. Oh, Hankins, though, and Clellan with his 2nd sack of the season and the 2nd sack of the game. I believe he only has 2 on the season. Once again, around here, we don't really care about the stats. We just care about, you know, if they're playing well, which I will admit, and it's been a little shaky. Today's a little bit better, though, obviously. And Diablo, almost another pressure situation, and is there even a point in getting in front of Keenan Allen? Like, he just catches it. Like, who cares? Let's run the blitz, see if someone can get over there. Trayvon Merrick, we're not ready for this. Running back's wide open, and he doesn't go there. 4th and 1, risky one to go to MVS with contact, but of course, good throw, good catch. They will get a touchdown. That really won't mean much, but obviously that will pretty much finish the game. Overall, a really, really solid win, and I mean, games like these, once again, the Chargers do underperform a lot considering their roster talent, but games like these really do show that you just never know what can happen this season. I mean, we could easily be one of those teams that slips into the playoffs. I mean, anything can happen. We could win a Super Bowl. I would not put that on the plate, personally, but I'm also not going to just completely knock it out because obviously we played pretty well. I mean, we played pretty well. We have just enough coverage with our young safeties as well that can pop the ball out, which, once again, are something you just cannot account for. Forcing fumbles, which obviously set the tempo early. We can obviously do that with a lot of high hit power players around the team, and Derek Carr throwing perfect passes left and right. I mean, he had himself a game. 87% completion percentage with 3 touchdowns, 0 picks on 24 attempts is not bad at all. As far as rushing goes, Josh Jacobs had a much better performance. Exactly 20 attempts, 102 on the game with 5.1 per and 3 touchdowns rushing. Justin Jackson was the guy that fumbled. Receiving, we had Ruggs with 56 and a TD, Waller with 76 and a TD, John Brown with 88 and a TD, Edwards a little bit lower than normal, but once again, he's kind of not the number 1, not even the number 2 or 3 target, but he is there, comes up clutch. Jacobs, couple of catches, not bad, and that's pretty much that for the offense. Defensively, Farrell with 2 sacks, and then 1 for Gerald McCoy. No sacks on their part. They didn't really have that much pressure. It seemed like the right side actually held their own quite a bit. Leatherwood, not a bad game. Kicking, they missed one, but it was a long attempt. Kind of surprised they actually even tried it right before halftime. Well, and Farrell obviously deserving of his upgrade. What do we want to make him? Finesse type? Strength's okay. Yeah, he's a finesse type. He's speed rusher for sure. Run stopper, you know, it is what it is. You're just an edge rusher. Just deal with it. Not a bad upgrade, but man, we need finesse. Like, get us into the 80s, please. Jacobs, let's actually take a look at what his ratings are like. He has lacking in the stiff arm. Juke moves pretty high. This man's good. We just need speed, so I almost debate going elusive. Because I'd imagine that gives you a better chance of speed. Come on, +1 speed, baby. 1 to juke, 1 to spin, 1 to carry, and 1 to ball carrier, and then 1 to excel, giving him 90 to excel. If we could mix excel and speed, that would be filth. All right, so we have our quarterback check-in. Really proud of how we came out and got the job done in that one. Everyone chipped in, and we came away with a nice win. Of course, they could have had us throw Carr under the bus. We didn't, and it would have been pretty awkward to do so because he obviously crushed it. One of the leaders in the locker room. Keep pushing those guys. I wouldn't say he's one of the leaders. I'd say he's the leader, and then there's a couple others that are okay. 2,500 XP. Let's go. That's a huge boost, actually. Every single player. It's actually kind of massive. That's what she said. Anyways, that is going to be it for week 4. Obviously, a very shocking, I wouldn't necessarily call it an upset, but blowout, I suppose. Obviously, they showed up really quickly when it didn't matter. Obviously, the Bears are a team with a lot of firepower on offense and a very solid-looking defense. We obviously have some upgrades we'll get to next week. But let me know what you guys thought of the audio on this one. Was it worse? Was it better? Was the gameplay worse? Was it better? I'm constantly tweaking these sliders. It's been a battle to make it tough but fair. I'm fighting this thing so hard. It's unbelievable. But anyways, as always, I appreciate you watching. If you enjoyed it, maybe leave a like. If you're new, maybe subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at Jeromepkr. Whoever you are, if you haven't already, maybe check out the second channel, PKR Plays. I know there's a little bit of lacking on that channel, and will continue to do so for a little bit until I'm fully into Madden 22. But there's still stuff, if you haven't watched it all, on the channel ready to go. And then at twitch.tv/JeromepKR for streams where we actually live stream this. Anyways, though, thanks for watching. Hopefully you come back for next video. But until next video,